Daniel and Ruth Porter join us from their home in Granbury, Texas. This is the first time they've spoken about Daniel's condition publicly. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Daniel, I already see you've got some tears in your eyes because I just gave the short version, the cliff notes, as they said. But the truth of the matter is that this is something with great detail and even, I think, a medical mystery. Ruth, let me start with you. Take me back to that day that you said that you could tell something was different in Daniel's eyes. This was before he woke up. What was different in that day?
When I woke up, he was just searching the room, like he was just laying flat on his back and his eyes were just like trying to figure out where he was. And I asked him if he recognized the room because he looked very confused, and he let me know he didn't know who I was. He didn't know where he was. And this was his childhood home, and we were staying with his parents at the time, so that should have definitely been familiar to him.
Do you have a total picture recall of that feeling when you woke up believing that you were 15?
Oh, yeah. I still can remember it very vividly. It was, like she said, terrifying. A lot of emotions went through, anger, mostly just scared because I really had no clue. It was a definite example of fight or flight.
Okay, because obviously, and I'm happy we have the time to talk to you and unpack this because it is unimaginable, unbelievable. And this is, I can't stress enough, a real thing. You woke up, you looked in the mirror, and you, an adult male, saw your 15-year-old self.
Yep. I can see my 15-year-old self still, like if I close one eye just about, I can see what I looked like when I was 15. It's still, even a year later, I can still vividly see what I looked like and still takes me back every time I look in the mirror.
Did you start screaming? What did you think was happening?
I had no clue. I thought I was in a dream. I thought that I was still asleep and I was just going to wake up. And it was just going to there was just going to be a dream. My parents were just going to wake me up and going, "You had a nightmare. What happened?" I just thought, this is not my body. This is not my face. This is not how I looked back at 15 years old.
So doctors initially told you, give it a day, Ruth, that he would be back to normal. That's what they told you, give it a day. But you went on to learn that, Daniel, you have this diagnosis. It's called retrograde amnesia. Ruth, how did doctors explain that to you?
And it's just the loss of past memories. All of his new memories are great. He's retaining those fantastically, but that 20 years is just, it's still gone.
Behind you is a photograph of a beautiful little angel. That is your daughter, Libby. What do you recall about her? What did you recall, or if anything?
I didn't remember anything. Like, it was strange for her to tell me that, one, I was married, and two, that I had a child. I didn't see myself having really a kid at 15 years old. I thought I would be better than that. So it was definitely hard to imagine that being the case.
Were you as afraid of Libby and interacting with her as you were with Ruth?
Very much so. At the time she was 9, her birthday was only like a couple of weeks after I woke up. So not only were we switching from, hey, we got to figure out what's wrong with you, but then on top of that, guess what? We got to get ready for a birthday party for a child you don't know. So trying to figure out that first week or two of her likes and what she does. Like, it's a good thing that I taught her about video games in my past, because that is one of the things we have in common.
I don't even know how a 9-year-old who's about to be 10 would even understand this. What did you tell her?
I don't think we really told her really anything at the beginning. We were trying to kind of keep it as natural and as normal as possible. Just kind of tell her that Daddy's having some medical issues and that We'll just try to keep it as normal as possible. We try to keep all of her routines the same. I even told her I loved her the first day just because I wanted to make sure she felt, she felt loved through this process and wasn't feeling like she was ostracized, trying to figure out what's wrong with Dad.
Both of you lost it watching that video of your wedding. Ruth, what hit you when you saw that video?
It makes all of this feel so real. Like part of it, I kind of live in just a little bit of a fantasy so that we can get through. And just like all of this makes it, like it makes you face those things that we kind of try to avoid.